Coach, on the back of your shirt it says reloaded and ready, and I understand someone added Black Diamonds O has to go. Good way to get the kids ready for the game.
Oh yeah, they're always coming up with something new, and we lost a lot of seniors last year, and instead of rebuilding, we would rather think that we reload and try to keep doing the things we've been doing. But no doubt about it, big contest tonight against Sallisaw. A great football team, well coached, really playing well at the right time of year. So we're really going to be able to see where we're at after tonight's game.
Coach, you couldn't ask for a better game than last week going into this one against Sallisaw and that quarterback they have down there called Oberste. This is going to be one of your tougher games of the season.
Well, there's no doubt about it. They're 8-0 and ranked either 2 or 3 in the state based on who you're asking. And right now we feel like we're playing really well, especially on defense. Our secondary really has come along, even though they are really young. They I think have 14 interceptions on the year, 6 of those for touchdowns. So those are the kind of plays we're going to have to find a way to make to stay in this game. And we feel like Matt Oberste is, if we were ranking players in 4A, he'd probably be right at the top of the list.
About last week's game, were they a better team than what they showed us that night?
It's hard to say. We knew that they were better than they had been in the past. They'd won the game the week before, which gave them some momentum and some confidence. But, I think our secondary kids did a good job of being in the right place at the right time, and we created some of those early turnovers, which turned into touchdowns, and then things really got on our side quick. So I think that Webster's definitely an improved team. We played pretty well defensively and created some problems for them.
Was it just my imagination, or were they a much heavier team than we?
As far as size,
Yes.
yeah, I think most people are. we're pretty thin as far as weight goes, especially on the offensive line. We play some kids that are a little bit undersized, even they may be tall enough but not real thick. So those guys do a great job for us, though. They battle, and they're young. We only had one returning starter out of that whole group, and so even though they're undersized, they're very athletic, and they tend to stay on blocks pretty well.
From what I hear, you've got a lot of beef though coming in this the freshman class that's coming on next year.
Got some good kids in our freshman class, good linemen. They're a very good defensive team and have some athletes that can make plays on both sides of the ball. So they'll be a great complement to the kids we have coming back next year.
Before one of your games, I saw some of those freshmen throwing the ball. Looked like they were throwing it almost the full length of the field.
Yeah, well, Khalil Henderson, he's a defensive lineman for our freshman team, and he can throw the ball over 60 yards in the air. Now,
that won't hurt you any.
It doesn't do us much good because Khalil's by no stretch a quarterback, but it's fun to watch him out here on game day or day before throwing the ball around.
Maybe he could practice the Hail Mary in case you need that toward the end of the game.
We thought about it, but I have a feeling that would still somehow turn into a disaster, trying to put a lineman back here to throw the ball deep. But no doubt he's a good athlete, and that's a good group for us.
We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to Championship Football right here on Okie Country 101.7 KTFX.